Hi, this is Alex with Maple Leaf Coffee Roasters in Roselle. I'm here to talk about a brand new lineup to our blends, a decaf espresso blend made with coffee from Costa Rica, Guatemala, and Ethiopia. Check it out. So a little bit of history about our decaf offerings here at Maple Leaf. Over the years, we have slowly started to grow the number of decaf options that we have for our customers. When we first opened up, we only had one decaf option for a certain period of time. We slowly were able to add a second because of the number of decaf buyers that we have had. And over time, I've actually tried to offer three, but the demand has just never quite been there. This year, we set out to create a third decaf option, something that was a really great combination of a couple different decaf coffees put together to make a really excellent and spectacular blend of coffee that can be used for an espresso prep, or it can be used just as drip or anything else really. But crafting a coffee that works for espresso preparation is tough, and on top of that, crafting something that is also decaf is equally difficult as well. So we're really excited to welcome this to our lineup, and I'm hoping to find a way to make this a permanent option. For the time being, I got a good amount of the quantity of the raw beans that go into this, and hoping to keep this around for as long as I possibly can. And if there's enough demand for it, if we find enough buyers, especially the folks that are looking for something a little bit later into the day that pull a great shot, I hope to keep this around as a permanent addition to our lineup. So just for everyone's knowledge, decaf coffee is a really difficult thing to not only source, but to roast. And the reason for that is that when you work with decaf coffee beans, you're working with something that has already gone through a second step in order to remove the caffeine from it. Now, in specialty coffee circles, there's largely three different methods that are used for decaffeination. There's a Swiss and mountain water process, which are very similar to one another, just two different brand names. And then there's the ethyl acetate process, which is a cane sugar extract process. Each of these three processes are very similar to one another. They just use a little bit of a different solvent to remove them, and they are the more natural processes that people are more comfortable with in the artisan coffee community, as opposed to the methyl chloride processes, which are used in the cheaper low-grade beans. One thing to bear in mind with decaf coffee is because it goes through that extra processing step, it is more brittle and flaky and more difficult to roast because it takes on heat differently. The physical appearance is different, and even the sound that it makes when it's in the roaster is different. So from a roasting perspective, this is a really challenging thing for someone like me to be able to approach and to do well. And over time, we've gotten better and better at doing decaf coffee, and I'm really proud of the types of things that we're putting out today. One of the challenges from the demand side is that we're always looking for more people that want to drink decaf coffee. And a lot of times people who are drinking decaf coffee, they might be for a health reason. It's really not a purposeful decision for many people. Not everyone, but for a lot of folks, it's not something that they're doing deliberately. So we are a naturally limited market for decaf espresso, or decaf drinkers in general. And on top of that, decaf espresso types, a lot of times will be a little bit squirrely about what kind of coffee that they're really interested in. So I'm really proud of this coffee, not only because of the inventiveness that it took to put it together, but also that it's really tough to find something that really tastes great for a decaf espresso. Let's talk a little bit about the individual ingredients in this coffee. So each of the three coffees on this blend are a Swiss water process decaf. There's a coffee from Costa Rica, coffee from Guatemala, and a coffee from Ethiopia. So for this type of blend, normally what we do is we do a post-roast blend, meaning if a blend has 2 or 3 ingredients, we'd roast those 2 or 3 ingredients separately and then combine them in the appropriate proportions before putting it into a bag and selling it to you, the customer. For this blend, to make it a little bit easier and to control the quality and the output a little bit better, what I was looking to do was to do a pre-roast blend. So the raw coffee beans are combined before it goes into the roasting machine, and that is something that we do just for a little bit of simplicity as well. So the proportion of each of the ingredients in this coffee is a 40-40-20 split. So the Costa Rica, Guatemala are 40% of this coffee, and then Ethiopia is 20% of the coffee itself. We are really happy that we chose 3 coffees that have a very conventional flavor profile for each of those origins. And that means that the flavor on this is going to be very predictable, very easy to approach. Those 3 origins bring something very valuable to the table. So I'll talk about each of them individually. The Costa Rican coffee has a generally buttery, citrusy kind of texture to it. Very easy on the stomach, very mellow. The Guatemalan coffee is very similar flavor profile that we see to a lot of other Central American coffees from, say, Honduras or elsewhere. Has that kind of floral, light feel to it. Even as a medium roast, this is not a heavy coffee for Guatemalan, of course. And the Ethiopian coffee is exactly what you'd expect from a general flavor profile out of a fruitier Ethiopian coffee. It's light, it's sweet, it's not a heavy body by any means, but it's also not sharp or acidic. So it's very easily approachable Ethiopian coffee flavor, something that at a 20% level adds a nice kind of dollop of fruit element to it as well. Talking about the roast a little bit, this is a medium roast coffee. One of the challenges that we face with decaf coffee and roasting it is that it's really tough to do anything that's other than a medium roast or straight plain kind of in the middle. The reason is that if you roast a decaf coffee too light, you can taste a little bit too much of the decaf processing. If you roast it a little bit too dark, then you end up washing out a lot of the flavor that's there in the decaf coffee itself. And that's a lot of times for decaf, what people are looking to drink is something with some substance and some characteristics to it that it's other than just kind of coffee flavored coffee. So we did a medium roast on this. Pretty average kind of development time if that's something that matters to you for a medium roast for us. So very similar roast profile that we do for a lot of our medium roast coffees. If you're a fan of our pond hockey blend, which is something that we do recommend for decaf espresso drinker or regular espresso drinkers, this is something that will fit in right at home with the type of roast level that you like out of coffees from us here at Maple Leaf. And the overall flavor profile when you combine those three ingredients is something for an espresso blend that pulls a really clean shot, has a sweetness to it, that lighter element to it. Because it's a medium roast, it's not going to be a heavy-bodied espresso blend, but it will still have that kind of softer edge to it from the Costa Rican coffee that you would kind of expect from something that has a medium roast profile plus that Costa Rican taste as well. I really liked kind of this coffee in the espresso blend, or espresso prep. It's very easy to drink, even if you're just pulling a straight two shots of espresso. An Americano turns out really great as well. This is something that no matter what you do with it, if you're combining milk, if you're combining a non-dairy milk as well, it'll hold up really great. And because of that medium roast profile and the diversity of flavors, no matter what you're doing with this, you're going to get the substance of those flavors from those three ingredients showing up through the coffee. With that said, this is something that we're only going to be selling in 12-ounce bags, and we're actually going to be selling it in our new designs too. So if anyone has started to buy our 16-ounce bags in the last 6 months, you'll see the new packaging that we've rolled out. We still have a lot of our old 12-ounce packaging out there, so we're not ready to roll that out completely, but the new packaging for this decaf espresso blend will be what it comes in, and the 12-ounce bag is what we're going to be selling this in exclusively, at least for the foreseeable future. So we're looking forward to everyone giving this a shot. If you're a person that has thought about getting a decaf coffee before and just kind of held back on it for whatever reason, I'd be really interested in seeing if this is something that'll work for you, and giving a chance for all of my espresso or decaf drinkers out there and my espresso folks to give this a shot and try something that's different than what their normal speed might be. Not going to be a difficult coffee for anyone to approach, and I'm really excited for everyone to give this a shot and to taste something that I put a lot of work into, and looking forward to everyone give this a shot, and hope to catch you next time here for another great new coffee video.